Hello, Bob Jackson here, the K-12 Educational Liaison with the PRISM project here at Rose-Hulman. Coming to you today with another informational video on some Moodle applications. In my video today I want to show you how to add short answer and numerical questions to a quiz or whatever type of assessment that you want to be creating. Okay, the short answer and the numerical questions are somewhat the same. It's just that the numerical, you're going to be working with the numbers, and short answers, you're going to be working with words. Okay, and numerical, you could be putting units onto the answers. Okay, so remember, I've made a series of informational videos on Moodle applications. If you go to our website, you can find each of these on the main page. When you first sign on, in the Help and Extras block, you go to Videos and Tutorials, and then you will see these informational videos here. Okay, now then, this lesson I am just doing on the two question types, the short answer and the numerical. The others you'll be able to find here, along with some other Moodle applications. Please check any and all of them out that you want, and please also be giving me feedback on these. Okay, let's go back to our course. Okay, I work off my Chemistry 1 course. Okay, so I'm here. Okay, now then, I have created a quiz, and I showed how to do this in one of the other instructional videos here. I'm going to add questions to it. Now you can also go through your question bank, which you can access if you have a Boost theme. You go to Edit Settings icon up here, you go to More, and then you go to Questions. That'll take you into your question bank that you can add questions. Okay, if you don't have the Boost theme and your menus look different than this, then you will find the question bank down over here in an administration block on the left that you can click on. Okay, so now then, I'm just trying to show a variety of ways that you can do things. So I'm going to my quiz that I want to add questions to. Okay, I click on that quiz. Okay, now then, it's saying continue to last preview. Well, it means I've been working with this, and I could go look at the questions I already added, but I want to add questions, so I'm going to this gear icon right here, which is an edit icon, and I'm going to go to edit quiz. Then that gives me the screen that I can start adding questions, which is very similar to what the same things that you see in the question bank. Okay, so then I'm going to go to add question. Okay, I could click here, or I could click on any of these actually, in which it insert it between the others. Okay, I click new question, and then I'm going to do short answer first. So I'm going to click on short answer, add, and then I get my editing page. Now whenever you make your questions, you want to make sure the first thing you do that you're putting the questions into the category that you want. Okay, if you've made a bunch of questions up for your courses on Moodle, then you're going to have categories of questions. Okay, you want to try to stay organized with your questions as you go through time and select it into the correct category. It helps you out in the long run. Okay, because you can select any of your questions from your question banks for future assessments of questions you've already made up. Okay, so I'm going to leave this on default for chemistry. Question name, you can give it a name here if you want, which can help you categorize it. I number mine. You could put whatever you want. You can even put a name of a unit or whatever there. Okay, you're going to go a question. You're going to go a question text here, which I'm just going to copy and paste one in. Okay, which I'm saying, what does a rocket burn? Okay, I'm just kind of making up questions to use. Okay, but your question text that you want to see in your question will go here. Now we're doing short answer. Now we're short answer, whenever you're using these, you want to be somewhat careful with them. When short answer, you can't With some, if it's going to take very many words to give an answer, then you're probably going to go to an essay style question rather than short answer. Typically with short answer, you only want it to be a couple words, because the longer you make the answer in short answer, the more complicated you make it in it grading correctly, okay, relative to the short answers that are correct. Okay, you can get it a little bit around that by using wildcards, but you're still limited by the fact it is meant to be short answer. And for most, it's just going to be a couple words for your short answers. Okay, you can get your default points here, so you could change this. Like by default, it's 1 point. You could make it 2 points, 3 points, whatever you want to make the question work. Okay. It's up to you to change it there. You can go back in and edit these at whatever point. You can put a general feedback here on the answer that a student will receive once they complete the assessment. You could say it about, the answer. Okay, that's up to you if you want to put something there. ID number, this is what some are using to organize their questions better in their question banks. I don't use it. I don't know a whole lot of people that are, but it has been put in there to help organize. If you put more numbers in, then it gives you a way to organize them. Okay, case sensitivity. No case is not important. No case is unimportant. That is default setting. You can change this. That like if you was writing in chemistry, if you were writing chemical formulas, then case may be important. So you would select yes, case must match. But on this one, I'm not worried about it. Okay, then I'm coming down here to my answers. Now this is the most critical part. Okay, now then, I start with my correct answer, which I'm going to say, what does rockets burn? Oxygen, fuel. Okay, now then, and I'm going to say that's 100% right. Okay, now then, kids will be kids, students will be students, and whatever. The biggest and most important thing is they get oxygen and fuel in the answer. You can put wildcards in here by putting an asterisk, so they could say oxygen and fuel, oxygen is a fuel, oxygen. You got to realize it's great and the words are there. So if you put the wildcard there, then it's saying you want this and you want this, and they could have whatever in between the words, and they're still going to get 100% right. Okay, you can even consider, if you want, putting a wild card out front here, because that means they could add words at those points, and as long as they get these terms, they're going to get 100% right. Okay, now then, on the short answer, you can give your feedback, say, correct answer, great job, or whatever you want to say. You can add in some emojis and whatever, just spice things up. Okay, now then, you may very well want to consider putting in some answers that you'll give less than 100% for, but you're still going to give them points. So you could put, like, alright, they just put fuel and they don't say oxygen fuel. You could do like the asterisk fuel asterisk, and as long as they got the term fuel, doesn't matter what them other words are on either side of fuel, as long as they got fuel in the answer, you can give them, say, 50%, okay, for that answer. Or if they give an answer like oxygen somewhere in their answer, and as long as the oxygen's appearing in their answer, you could do a thing like, I can't hit the right keys, okay, you could do a thing like that and also give them like 50% answer, or even less than that. It's up to you to determine what you want to put in. Okay, and that's just ways that you can give other points. Okay, and if there's some other acceptable type answers that you would put in there, then you could. Whoop! I guess I put that on 3 instead of 2. I'll move it up. Good. Oh no, I did that right. Okay. Because I'm saying they get, if they just say fuel or if they just say oxygen, they get 50% of the answer right. Okay, and if there's anything else you could think of that you could put that you want to give them points for, you could. Okay. You could add a blank and even do where you go and put just whatever words they're saying. You know, if they've said something, and you just want to give them some points, then you could give them, like, if you just have wanting to give them points for doing something, you could do a number like that. Okay, and say, you know, they typed something, they did something. Well, I'm gonna give them a third of it. Okay, just for saying something. That's totally up to you. Okay, then you come down below your answers. Once you're satisfied, you don't necessarily have to fill all of these in. Okay, it's just whenever you go blanks, it always add 3 in, but it's only going to accept the ones that you put answers into. Okay, multiple tries. This is where you can use this penalty if you want to, if you're given multiple attempts on the questions on your actual quiz. Okay, you can change this if you desire. Okay, I don't know of anyone really using tags. Then you just save changes, and you've added a short answer question to your test. If you have there, you can go in to edit them here. Okay, and it'll take you right back to that screen. Okay, so that's short answer. Okay, let's go to the numerical question. Okay, I'm going to add a numerical question on numerical. Okay, same thing. Make sure you pick a category. You're going to see the very same setup here, pretty much as on short answer. It's only numerical. So I go like question 1.3, and then you can say, I'm just making them up. So what is 2 plus 4? Okay, I want a numerical answer. Okay, 2 plus 4, of course, is 6. Okay, I think most of us know. Okay, and I'm just going to show you down here how you can put your answers in, and just doing something simple. Your default points are just like on the other one. You can change that to what you want, and you can give a general feedback if you want to for when they're done, and tell them the right answer, whatever it is that you'd like. You don't have to fill nothing in there. And the ID number, if you're going for a different way to get your questions organized into your question banks, this is a tool some of them are using. Okay, so now then, my right answer to this is 6. So I'm going to go 6 here. Okay, now then, simple problem like this, you're probably not going to give them any error. But if they're doing something in chemistry or physics or a more complicated class, you'll probably want to allow some error. Okay, now the error is going on points. The only thing I would like it to be a percentage, but they don't have that option here. So you could say anything like, if you put a 1 in, like if you put an error of 1, then the answer of 5, okay, or 7 would also be accepted as correct answers on this, which wouldn't be too acceptable for this particular question, but you could. If you put 1, okay, then all of these would be accepted as 100% right. Okay, you can go decimal places, like only let them have 0.05, or I put 0.05 away from that. So then it would take 5.95 to 7.05, or I'm sorry, 6.05 as correct 100% answers. Okay, and then you can give feedback here. Great job, and put emojis in if you like to. Okay, and spice it up a bit. Okay, now then, if you want to give them partial credit because they got close, then you can put other answers in here and say what error it can have, and then go say, well, I'll give them 75% for that. Okay, That's totally up to you. I'm not going to put any on this. You can also use a wildcard like that and say it's 0, and it'll give whatever. The only reason you'd use this is if you want to give a feedback for all wrong answers. Okay. Otherwise you wouldn't put anything. Okay. Then you come down to unit handling. It becomes important to a lot of math teachers and science teachers, physics teachers, chemistry teachers to use units in answers. Okay, so on these you can go from units are not used at all to units are optional. In other words, you're promoting them to use the units, but you're not grading them. Okay, to the unit must be given and graded, which is the part I really need to talk. Okay, then you set the unit penalty, okay, as 0.1. Okay, or you can set it so you want. By default, it's set by 0.1. Okay, and then you come down to units are input using. I think most all people use the text input element. You can, with the choices that you give on units on down, have a drop-down box, drop-down menu beside where they're going to answer that they'll select the right unit. Okay, but I think most use the text input element. Okay, and then units go on the right. Okay, which is for the most part what most of us are going to do, like 1 centimeter or 1 kilometer. Okay, but like when you're working with dollar signs, they're going to go on the left. Okay, so you'd have to select that here if you're wanting them to get a dollar sign on the left. Okay, or if there's any other type of math you'd be doing, that there should be a symbol on the left. Okay, and then you go to units. Okay, now then, this is where, alright, if you are, and I'm going to open up more of these, I'm going to add more blanks there. Okay, like these are unit multipliers. Let's say the right answer, I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's say the right answer is 1 meter. Okay, so I say meters is the right answer. It has a multiplier of 1. Okay, but say the student answers in centimeters instead of meters, then you want to go ahead and accept the answer. So you're going to go like cm and have a multiplier of 100 because there's 100 centimeters in a meter. Okay, that's the way this works. Or they answer in millimeters instead of meters, then your multiplier is 1,000. Okay, and that's the way you can use that. And that way, if they answer the question in meters, centimeters, or millimeters, they still got a chance of getting it right. Whereas if you don't put these in and they answer in centimeters, they're going to get it wrong. Okay, if you just have the answer as meters. Okay, so it's just another option, and to maybe grade a little bit more fairly to your students. Okay, multiple tries. That's just like on the other ones. You can change this if you want to. If you're giving multiple attempts on your quizzes, then this is a way that will reduce their score based on it's a penalty they get with each wrong attempt. Okay, and I don't know that anyone's using tags. I know I don't. You can tag them. Okay, and then I just go save changes, and I made up another question. Okay, not that I'm going to use a 2 plus 4 question, I don't think, at this level, but that's it. I've just shown you a short answer and numerical questions. If you have questions, comments, feedback for me, please let me know. And I'd really like to see some informational videos or webinars from some of our user teachers. Let me know if you're using these things. Have a good week at school, and thank you. I'm out of here.